Episode 9 is said to have a lot of twists and turns as well as surprises by writer and director J.J. Abrams and Chris Terrio. This is Mike Zero. If you guys are new to the channel, do make sure to subscribe to see future Star Wars content. Now, I will say that one thing that I am truly looking forward to seeing in this movie is, of course, exactly how J.J. Abrams will be treating the character of Luke in the film, and exactly where he will bring the character by the end of this movie, and that brings us to the subject of today. Now, these past couple of weeks or so, we've been learning a whole lot more about this film when it comes to some of the set leaks, the set designs, the concept art, and storyboard descriptions, etc. One of which has all to do with one of the final scenes based within the third act of the film. Specifically, Mark Hamill is set to shoot a sequence for one of the final scenes in the third act of the movie that is described as an action-heavy sequence that will require Hamill to be hooked up to wire work. It's said that Hamill will be de-aged for the scene through a new form of CGI technology. It's said that both Daisy Ridley and Adam Driver are to be involved in the scene as well. Apart from that, the design of the set is said to have lots of rubble and destruction and embers falling from the ceiling of the set. It's said that part of the action will also involve Adam Driver to interact with Mark as Luke in the sequence and will be something that fans will never expect to see and will never be able to predict. So I want to go over a couple of parts about this that are really making me very intrigued and fascinated about this movie, and exactly what J.J. Abrams is going to bring to the table when it comes to the character of Skywalker. Now, we do know that this movie is going to have a lot of unexpected moments in the film that is really going to come out of left field. Now, the thing that really does surprise me and is really making me very mind-boggled right now is how, based within the third act of the film, one of the final scenes is going to involve an action sequence for the character of Luke Skywalker, portrayed by Mark Hamill once more. Now, the thing that really does kind of stand out to me is how it's going to be something that fans will never expect to see on the big screen and will be unable to predict for the character of Luke in Episode 9. Now, this action sequence involving Luke Skywalker, what is going on here if it's really something that's so unpredictable and unexpected in Episode 9? What is really going on between both Adam Driver, Mark Hamill, and Daisy Ridley in this sequence that will serve as one of the final scenes in the third act of Episode 9? Now, I'm going to go out on a limb here and say that maybe, and just maybe, it is going to indeed be a sequence in which the Force Ghost version of Luke Skywalker is able to wield a lightsaber and briefly fights his nephew Kylo Ren in order to defend a wounded Rey. That's possible for all we know. You know, after all, they did that in one of the Star Wars The Force Unleashed video games where you do fight a boss. I believe it was the Force Ghost or the spirit form of Obi-Wan Kenobi wielding a lightsaber. Now, yes, that video game is not canon, but it could very well be that J.J. Abrams wants to explore that iconic line from Obi-Wan Kenobi in A New Hope, where he says, "Strike me down and I will become more powerful than you could possibly imagine." Maybe J.J. Abrams wants to explore that line of dialogue and incorporate that into Episode 9 in a visual way through the use of an action sequence of Luke as a Force Ghost being able to wield a lightsaber and fight Kylo Ren. Is that a possibility? It is for sure. Does it seem a little outlandish? Absolutely. But if we look at Episode 9, we do know that J.J. Abrams is set to do a lot of crazy things in this movie. We do know that he loves time travel, he loves flash forwards, flashbacks, different dimensions, different realms. That's what J.J. Abrams loves to do, and we do know that J.J. will be exploring different aspects of the Force, specifically showing us exactly what the Netherworld is going to look like based within the actual, environment itself and what it actually is like for Force users to actually travel through it. So, it's possible that what he's trying to do is something for the character of Skywalker. Now, the other big possibility is that perhaps this action sequence involving Mark Hamill as Luke, that's going to be very unexpected and unpredictable, could it very well be that Luke comes back to life temporarily? We've heard about the concept art and storyboard descriptions about a week or so ago, where there is a sequence involving Luke Skywalker in front of both Kylo Ren and Rey, where he appears to be flesh and blood, no transparency, no blue hue. Could it be that the Wills are going to bring Luke back to life to serve a purpose in order to balance the Force throughout the entire galaxy? There's a lot of things going on with this movie, and the set of everything here is another thing that really does pique my interest. How this set is described as having a lot of rubble, destruction, and embers falling from the ceiling of this set. So if we look at episode 9, we do know that JJ really wants to go out with a bang with this movie. He wants to end things on a very satisfying note for fans around the world that'll get people talking for years on end. And that's exactly how you want to end a Star Wars movie, right? If you look at Return of the Jedi, the way it ended, a lot of people were talking about how the Empire fell, the death of Darth Vader, the death of Palpatine, and Luke Skywalker moving on with his life. As well as the end of Revenge of the Sith, tons of people just kept on talking about that ending of how, you know, Obi-Wan Kenobi defeated Anakin, Anakin got burned alive on Mustafar, and was encased in the Darth Vader suit. You know, you want endings like that where things are going to catch you off guard, things are going to come out of left field. And I think what JJ really wants to do is to do something very surprising that fans are not expecting to see on the big screen, and that's exactly what he aims to do. Anyways, guys, drop a comment below. Let me know what you think about all of this in the comments. And if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.